G'day people, it's a sweltering 39 degrees Celsius. I looked it up on the weather, it said, feels like 44. It's a bit like Kununurra in Western Australia. Been there a couple of times. You can't even rinse off in Geeky Gorge or one of the other gorges because you'll probably be eaten by a crocodile. Anyway, hello to my Kununurran supporters, all one of you. It's time to introduce you to a new sponsor. Have you heard of Play Harder, Go Further, Last Longer? No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about batteries. And batteries is going to be at the core of the Ocano World Challenge. Now, not only do we need a great battery, but we need a very intelligent battery. And guess who's providing that? It's Dakota Lithium. Now, very soon to come out is going to be one of the most intelligent batteries on the market. And yes, it's going to be in my boat. Why do we need the most intelligent battery? Because this is a high-tech project and we need the best. They have 12, 24, 36, 48 and 72 volt batteries in their range. Now, I've heard of great warranties such as 3 and 5 years, but have you ever heard of an 11-year warranty? And that's what Dakota Lithium provides. It's the best-in-class 11-year warranty. Now, you can't get better than that. Now, we're going to be mainly using 48 volt batteries, all 56 kilowatt hours of them. Good on you, Dakota Lithium. But we're also going to be using 12 volt batteries to run the lights, the radios and the nav systems. Now, if you check out their links in the description, you'll notice there is a guide on how to install the lithium batteries into your boat, made by none other than Ryan and Sophie from Ryan and Sophie Sailing. Good on you, Ryan and Sophie. Thanks for that. And you can also apply online to get a free engineering consultation, and they will give you the best advice for your circumstances. So good on you, Dakota Lithium. Thank you for helping me take on the Ocano World Challenge. Going for a ride to the beach, people. It's Sunday. I'm going to show you some traffic, especially up at this roundabout. Sunday's not that crowded, so it might be okay, but when it's peak hour, it can be madness. The Vietnamese, they're very aware drivers. Like, literally, there's no rules, and so they really pay attention. So in that regard, they're really good drivers. Anyway, I've got to get paying attention. You always got to stop to smell the flowers, people. I was just wondering if they smell the same. They smell more soapy, but mind you, my smelling is completely out of whack since I got that last virus. Everything's all God knows what. These are these crazy looking boats. I mean, literally nothing really hydrodynamic with them at all. But they seem to go all right. I mean, I've seen them out in 20 knots. They try not to go out in 20 knots, but you know, they've got to feed their family somehow. There's a guy out there now, it's probably too far to see. It'd be good if he came in, because they literally have these trailers. I've got to find the trailer. They just call over a few of their mates and then they just lift up one side and they put it in. Anyway, just check out the trailers. And they hitch this up on the back of motorcycles and drive them up and down the beach, would you believe? There's a whole bunch of net in there. It's like 50 or 100 meters long. They have an anchor with a buoy with a flag. They let that out, secure it, and then they let out 50 or 100 metres of net. Then after a period of time, overnight or late afternoon, they go and pick it up. The fish aren't huge, but occasionally they get a big fish. But maybe we'll see this guy when he comes in. These fishing vessels just go as far as the eye can see, and this is just in this part of the beach. It's further up that beach, and then when you go past as a resort, you go past that, there's a whole heap of more of these vessels. And they're powered just by old car engines that are obviously not satisfying the DMV or road standards anymore. They're too polluting, so they go into these. I don't think there's any any registration in this, I'm not sure. It's hard to see, but I'm at the top of the sand dune, looking forward to getting a bit of R&R, that's recreation people, and a bit of rest to recharge the batteries after a very hot and very long week. And this is me being only a glorified tripod for a GoPro camera, filming everyone else doing the work. Very tricky. Now, launching from a sloping face only gives you a very little time to look at the wing and the lines and to make a decision to fly or not. More often than not, you are picked up and flown off the site before you even have time to evaluate, but I am desperate. Stick. And how hard is sand really? Although the numerous she oak stumps and roots all along the beach are a nasty hazard indeed. This isn't the Wisdom Channel, and sometimes you need to take risks, especially when it's my sanity that is at stake. There's a stick in there already. Let's see how we do it. Alright, it's alright. Can't. Alright, let's go. No, that was terrible, Peter. What's the tree? I think that's it for flying today.
Vietnam. Vietnam.
Xin chào.
Xin chào. Gỡ ốc.
That's one thing you'll find. The Vietnamese are super friendly, like super friendly. I'll leave the fishermen to clear the nets. Tạm biệt.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. There's nothing like flying to alleviate the stresses of a very, very long, hot week. Yes, the 24 seconds of flight after a 30-minute bike ride and 20-minute walk was well worth it. You can't get funnier than that. It's all flights. I'll record it in my flight log. I'm actually legally obliged to do it. I should have. I gave up after the first 400 hours. It was just take off, almost crash, almost die, man. Just repeat, 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 repeat. We just had another group of engineers just visit. They're actually meeting with Adonis in the factory at the moment. Oh, sorry, in the conference room. One thing I noticed is there's a lot of company here. I'm not going to mention their names because they're a bit secretive. There's some places in this factory that I'm, well, not this factory, but this shipyard that I'm not allowed to film. But they come and visit here and they come and visit Adonis because basically they've got problems and they need his experience to solve the problem. So it's good to know that our builder for Odyssey catamarans is highly sought after. So apparently he's not only got our builds going on, but he's got another build too over and he's helping a few more factories over there. And also if you go over in that direction, he's helping a bunch of engineers over there fix their problems. So it's the measure of the man, and also 25 years experience in this industry. He knows what he's talking about. Exciting. I've got a dagger board housing, soon to have two. Now they've kept that really big, thick stiffener. See the thing that the guy's holding on to? That's heavy. Probably weighs just as much as the whole housing. Probably not. You know, it adds a lot. And what they'll do is they're going to keep that on. They're going to run a strip. They're going to weld all the way along this edge along the bulkhead. And then once that's good, then they're going to remove that stiffener. I don't know that for a fact, but this is what I'm guessing. If you've been paying attention to the whole build, the daggerboard housing and the daggerboards are a lot of work. Much more work than, say, welding on a mini keel. But that's all the negatives there are as far as I'm concerned, and their positives far outweigh these negatives, giving you much better sailing performance, a safer journey, and allow you more options when the shit hits the fan. And the shit will hit the fan, people. I'm still amazed at how ignorant some people are of their safety when they have these big lumbering catamarans. Even these so-called expedition cats that are now coming out, they're way too heavy, but the boat builders disguise it with a new term, expedition. Sounds terrific. Until you are stuck in a storm, which could have been avoided 24 or 48 hours previously if you had a lighter catamaran with daggerboards to get you out of the worst of it. Yes, these new expedition cats will suck people in like there is no tomorrow. But I have to tell it the way I see it, and that's the way it actually really is, in fact. Now, I know most of my audience are intelligent and have some common sense and understand physics to some degree, but unfortunately a few dumb people stumble onto my channel. So here it is for those people. That's right, one more time for the dummies. Number 1, catamarans are supposed to be light. Not heavy. If anyone says to you that they felt safer because their cat was heavy and sat well in a storm, well, they're an idiot. Boats aren't meant to sit, but are meant to sail, giving you the very best chance at either getting away from the storm centre as fast as possible or having enough speed for you to tackle or get away from a crashing wave, for example. You can always slow a cat down by towing warps or a Jordan series drogue, for example. But you cannot speed a very slow, heavy catamaran up, making you hostage to the storm. Wake up, people. And following on from our initial discussion about daggerboards simply give you better sailing angles with less leeway, giving you more options. Okay, enough of the rant. Let's continue with the video.
Okay, we put in and here we have one here, this one here, so we have a stop. And for this, just for the very. Now,
That's looking dead vertical. I know it's not vertical that way because it slightly leans back, but this way, port starboard, I could have sworn that it was going to be a little bit off and then they'd have to adjust. I mean, it's hard to get that. That's a long height. It's what, almost 2 meters to be dead vertical. There's no detail on the actual angle or measurement that we can get reference to the compression post. So he's just going to the to sort that out. It's a very slight angle off, but we need some kind of way of measuring how far. I'd still be building my bamboo shed with a tarp, a marquee over it, getting bitten by sandflies and mozzies. Here he comes now. Let's see what this sucker's supposed to be. 45 off. 45 off. There you go. Thank goodness for CAD. I reckon the saloon and cockpit roof is coming. This is going to be dramatic. It's going to start looking like a boat, like a real boat. Let's see how well they balanced it, because I think they just did it by guesswork. But they're pretty good. And coming up next episode with Patreons is the roof going on. Stay tuned and I will see you next episode.